Hey everybody, welcome back once again. Duhad here with Tenma Ranger and Colonel Fraug. Let's play some Mass Effect.
Let's get this shit done.
Let's get this show on the road.
Let's finish Eden Prime.
Yes.
You know, that sounded a lot like let's finish eating Prime.
Eating Prime, guess Prime Rib. That's
reference. Eden Prime.
Somebody basically wrote a Talizora gangster rap that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
No, it's actually really well done.
Oh, nice.
This is the same person who did the Blood Pack rap, by the way.
Oh, god.
Yeah. I need to figure out when we upload these. By the time you're watching these, obviously, you'll already know exactly when I decide to upload these, but...
Yes.
I had to work that one out. Oh, man.
You know, there's one thing that the Geth do pretty well. Redundancy.
Die?
Well, that too. But redundancy, I mean, seriously, they went ahead and they've set how many demolition charges? You know, 4 demolition charges that are noted out, I believe, at some point to be nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I mean, I'm not normally one for the concept of overkill, but in this case, yeah, maybe overkill.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's underkill, considering the fact that Shepard manages to defuse all of them.
Well, maybe if they spread them out far enough.
Maybe they're not as smart as they think
true.
they are. Then again, I think, like, how many Geth are here? Like,
yeah,
a unit, and that's not enough to be totally intelligent.
Yeah,
it's enough to be, like, intelligent as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, one thing I was sort of wanted to mention, though, is just, like, it was a while ago now, but, like, when we came in on that barge... we come in all standing ramrod straight with our arms at our sides. Like, that is one of the weirder...
Animations?
You know, graphical things. Yeah, animations in this game.
Oh no, they carnage Caden. He's probably gonna die again.
Again?
That's what med gel's for.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite,
Don't waste your med gel so early. Wait, no, you can only have some med. Never mind, waste all you want.
I know, right?
Come on out, Mr. Geth Sniper. I'm looking somewhere for you.
It doesn't want to come out. It wants to hide from you, for it is a sniper.
So am I.
Yeah. That's what you get for standing around like a bloody idiot. It's arming the bombs. So yeah, this level is, you know, we're near the end of Eden Prime. Yeah, here you go. Running, gunning. Which,
I gotta admit, is kind of a big hump to get through.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like
BioWare has a tendency of doing over large
grand openings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, you know, this is a problem with most games, especially ones that there's a lot of replayability on. Like, they'll generally have like a tutorial level that, you know, you have to get through that's a pain in the butt and takes a while.
Well, it's not just that, it kind of, you know, you're on the ship and you just kind of talk for...
Yeah, to be fair, Mass Effect is especially bad just because, like, Mass Effect and KOTOR 1 are especially bad because they both start with extremely long, very long, 2 extremely long segments. Mass Effect being first the ship bit and then Eden Prime and even to an extent the Citadel. The Citadel, you know, is where the game starts to really pick up. You know, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic has the, you know, the ship you start on, and then Terrace.
Yeah. I'll be perfectly honest, though, I still will prefer Mass Effects, because at least I feel like the plot's really moving.
Yeah. Whereas, you know,
True, we're in...
doesn't feel like the plot's moving at all.
Yeah.
No, we don't even know what the story is. Like, it's not even that the plot isn't moving, it's that there's nothing... It's not even that nothing's happening, it's also that you don't know what the hell is supposed to be happening.
This is something
this
is something that I want to point out. Take a look at what just got left there. You know, that's the drive plume that ship just left. It just absolutely torched the ground here.
There's actually a cutscene where you can see a little bit more.
Yeah, and you can see there that, you know, that skyway over there that was destroyed. This is one of these pieces of art that BioWare put in that I think it often gets underappreciated, which is why I'm calling it out at the moment.
But
yeah. That's pretty cool, honestly. But yeah, like Mass Effect's a bit better about this sort of thing. Like KOTOR, as you probably noticed in the Let's Play, yeah, like the beginning of KOTOR, there's really very vague, and it's like KOTOR 2 has a bit of that problem in that, like, you know, it has a relatively long opening bit, but one, it's shorter, and two, it feels more relevant because you go into it with like sort of the amnesia plot that you're trying to figure out, and the mystery
really
of the
feels
ship.
like it's going. It's actually a mystery that's going on.
Whereas, like, the beginning, you have the weird tutorial level, and the guy's just kind of shouting about, like, going, "You need to do this," and in universe, you'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, Trask's brain damagedness has been made fun of many times, including by us.
And then, you know, then you're just on terrace forever, and it just feels like you're supposed to go after this girl named Basla. Okay, can I just get off this planet? And
yeah, and like, you know, I kind of like, yeah, there's KOTOR really, like, there's a lot of games that have some, this problem to an extent, but KOTOR really is not great at it. Like, it's one of the worst examples just because it feels very irrelevant, in addition to being very long, and it's just, ugh. You know, one thing that I always kind of get annoyed by with Fallout 3 is that there's a very long intro segment that's...
I thought we were going to do that cutscene.
Oh, right.
That really shows like, what's going on here. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
This is how big this is.
It's like someone dropped a bomb.
Yeah, that was a pretty big blast.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't use Orion Drive technology, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
For those of you who are not aware, Orion Drive technology is what you do when you power a rocket by detonating a nuclear device at the back and letting the pusher plate ride the explosion. But anyway, we said that we were going to get off of Eden Prime. Guess what? It's time.
Let's get the hell off of Eden Prime.
Okay, so yeah. I still don't know exactly how that's really a beacon, but
Oh, remember when we were with Isaiah when he was watching me play?
Oh,
and I was playing female.
Anything like that when
And it was like, okay, so this actually changes the pending because Ashley and Caden, for the most part, were made to be love interests. Actually, they're entirely made to be love interests. And so, if you're female, it's actually Caden that's looking at this.
And gets all curious. So yeah,
Isaiah
was complaining, one of our friends, Isaiah, was complaining that, you know, what's going on here? Shouldn't that be Ashley who's doing it? And then he goes, oh, right, yeah, I never played FemChef.
Shepard!
No, he played FemChef.
Oh, it had just been so long since he'd ever done it that he forgot about it.
You forgot about it.
Yeah.
But, oh, look, flashing warning stuff. And
you know, I noticed that Shepard kind of has your touch with technology there, Tenma.
Oh, shut up. He does not have tech aids.
Yeah. That's what you call it?
That's the name that's been come up with, yeah.
Yeah, tech aids.
Oh,
hey! Now we're back on that giant ship.
Yes, we are ignorant as shit. What's your point there?
Anyway, the orangey thing, looking at that, it sort of reminds me of the like a orange version of the blue mind melding bits from Pacific Rim. Like the flashes of crazy stuff are so common in science fiction. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Saren is angry. The boobs have
Saren
anger.
Smash.
I don't like boobies.
Damn it, I'm not gay. I mean, damn Shepard and her whatever gender this current one is,
actually,
interfering in my plans.
That is one good thing. That the expanded stuff is good on is not really talking about Shepard as a whole and the decisions, as much as people kind of put their own assumptions, and that includes actually Shepard's gender.
Yeah.
Dr. Chakwas.
Shepard is always in extended material is referred to as Shepard.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's relatively easy to get away with that since everyone in the games just refers to them as Shepard for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're trying
I love
to
this line.
Like the morning after shore leave. How long was I out?
Shepard parties hardy.
I party hard.
Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I
Oh
must have
God.
triggered some kind of security field when I approached it.
Oh, poor Ashley.
Man,
You-
that face model.
No way to know what would happen.
I always love watching, them try and add in like lip syncing and animations on, models that you're allowed to fuck with and make whatever you want.
Exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you
I was about to say, poor Ashley, come Mass Effect 2, just... or Mass Effect 3, what happens to her, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we need to make her sexy. I'm like, she was already pretty cute.
Yeah.
Oh God, like I'm just actually sort of remembering that, like this is like also the fact that they always have to just sort of rely on your character looking generic. Like they can't figure out what you're gonna look like beforehand, so the animation sometimes get weird, and so the models can look a bit weird, and some of the expressions can be a bit odd and whatnot. But like, I once saw a picture that someone drew about like the intro to Oblivion, where you always get introduced by like this Dunmer elf, kind of like, giving you crap while you're in prison. And it's like, come closer so I can get a look at you. And then you do like your character, face modeling and whatnot. It's just sort of like, the problem with that. And it was just sort of, it's like, come over so I can get a better look at you. And the person walks into the light and it's like this person with like 2 different colored eyes, bright green hair, elf and like angel and demon wings, just all this ridiculous Mary Sue, random terrible character art design bullshit. Just like, oh God, yes, customization. You can get weird,
Especially with when you add modding into
mods.
it.
Do I feel bad about Jenkins? For the purpose of this, yes, I do.
Jenkins was
I'm not a total renegade douche.
you did a good job.
Well, of course not. I've got to be a true sociopath and make everyone think what I want them to think about me.
Okay, Kai Lang.
What, Kai Lang?
He
the
kind of...
biggest douche.
No, Kai Lang in the
It
books
was,
actually does kind of peg as a bit of an antisocial personality disorder.
We're talking about the Carpentian version of him, not the
Kiss my ass.
one.
Not the Dietz version.
Not the Deeds and kind of the melding of 3.
Yeah.
The one that's kind of like, I'm evil Michael Weston.
Yeah.
That's not why
I see.
Yeah, no, the original character of Kai Lang was pretty badass.
And
And then Dietz and Mass Effect 3 got their hands on him.
if he's working with the gift,
and they're like, no, we're gonna make him like an 80s villain.
a rogue specter's trouble.
Mwahaha, I shall pollute the world's ecosystems to get back at those damn
He
whales.
thinks we're growing too fast.
I'm Hitler. My hate is so powerful that it kills Captain Planet.
Oh God, I forgot about
That's
that.
90s.
I don't care, it's too much 80s not to mention.
I'm talking more like Hans Gruber. Like, I will eat cereal to show my dominance.
You see, Hans Gruber was actually kinda clever.
Might tell us what Sarah
Yeah,
was
you're
at.
right. And not the I eat cereal in your apartment to show my dominance.
To be fair, the thing with Hans Gruber was that he was basically pretending to be the typical 80s action villain, while actually being a slightly more grounded villain.
Well, the
Yeah,
really
still a giant egotistical jerk.
I mean, completely off topic from Mass Effect, but yeah, Die Hard really deserves some mentioning because, frankly, it is the movie that understood that the plot can only be as smart, and the movie can only be as smart as the villain.
Oh man, I love
Yeah.
this line. They'll think I'm crazy, and it's like, no, we have to, admit your dream of like having, spaceships and synthetics killing people.
Whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, this is going to get into something a little bit later, but yeah,
He believes humans are
there's a lot of fans out there who believe that there's a lot of unreasoning stuff going on.
With the council, not
Yeah.
believing in you. And, the quote, to quote Vega from Paragon Lost, what you're essentially saying to them is, hi, so I found out what happened to the what happened to the Protheans. Giant talking starships ate them.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
totally what happened. And it's like anyone
Everyone,
else
listen. You know this ancient. It basically, it's the equivalent of people here, like today. It's usually going like, everyone, listen. You know the Roman Empire? Yes, no, they weren't destroyed by barbarians. It was Robo Space Cthulhu.
Headed to the
He did it.
to bring us into
Yeah,
dock.
well, it goes into.
What are you talking about? That's totally my thesis for my archaeology degree.
Well, it goes into actually something you said earlier. I think last episode, Duhad, or was it this episode about just kind of the. No, it was last episode about where.
So we're back on the ship.
Where you know, you were. It's again, you're with that character. So you like the whole thing of like, well, why aren't you a badass like me? Because well, any normal person,
Yeah.
including you, would just sit there and cower. Because you're in Shepard's skin, you're like, well, why won't they listen to me? And then when you actually think of it outside of that, I'm like, wow, this guy does sound fucking crazy and the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, it's the problem of your character is right and you know your character is right, so therefore the authority figures seem incredibly unreasonable, despite the fact that,
Couldn't have done it without you.
honestly, like, take yourself out of yourself, and most of them are relatively reasonable, at least until you start getting into, like, you know, ME2 and, like,
They're actually pretty
they start to
reasonable
become
there
less
too. Believe it or not.
Okay, yeah, for the most part they are, though they generally tend to get a little bit dumber the later in the series it goes, because they still need to be, you know, belligerent authority figures as the threat goes from being something that sounds like crackpot crazy man theories to more and more provable fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're right there. And then they still, you know. And I get
Yeah,
that.
then they're still like, well, we don't know.
Well, there's actually something that we'll probably get into when we noticed when John was playing for the first time that we kind of talked about, which was, and we'll kind of show this in more as we think that the Asari, Tavos, and Valerian, the Solarian Council, are kind of actually trying to play a little bit more of a long game here.
Yeah. We'll show it when it actually comes up. So something to look forward to in the future. The far,
Yay, future
far
stuff.
future.
Subscribe to listen to this stuff later
Yeah,
on in the future when it
Subscribe
happens.
to our channel.
Isn't that normally supposed to be at the end of these videos?
We'll put up a subscribe link right now while Dr. Chocolate is talking. Go, Dr. Chocolate!
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I am my father's daughter. My dad has a weird thing of taking weird names and just being an ignorant dick about them. What was one of my better ones was Admiral Cajones.
We'll get to him later.
Over a dozen special commendations.
Dr. Chocolate.
Keep to himself, then. Maybe because of the headaches.
To be fair, Dr. Chocolate is kind of a staple of the
does that have to do?
series.
Yeah.
Well, most biotics now use the L3.
Yeah, and then you can kick her off your crew in the third game if you are weird.
Well, actually, it goes into if you first time playing it, it'll actually help maximize your war assets.
A long list of horrific side
Yeah.
effects.
And gives
Well,
something.
let's face it, that's sliding numbers up and down on a scale that's ultimately a bit arbitrary if you,
It is.
you know, do most, like, let's put it this way, if you care enough about the series to know who Dr. Chocolate is...
Chocwas, yes, not
You
chocolate.
Dr.
So-
Chocolate!
Boys, if you care enough about the series to know who she is, you probably care enough to do enough of the side quests that you don't need the extra war assets.
Well,
Yeah.
you also feel a dick when you do it. But you do get an interesting thing with Dr. Michelle.
Yeah. Who we will meet
True,
later.
true.
And is actually in this first game.
Ah, yes. Because every single character in the first and second game somehow shows up in the third game. Even
Yeah.
if it's in, like, just, like, this incredibly
Actually,
tiny, like, mention on the radio.
Yeah,
Yeah, they go pretty hard on the
Except
whole
for-
conservation of characters.
except for Parsini
Yeah, she at least has her thing come back up in the second game.
game, but yeah, third game.
Yeah. In the first or second game, like, there's no character or event in the first game that isn't referenced at some point in one of the other games.
Yeah. Okay, here's actually a pretty cool scene, if you're seeing it for the first time.
Which,
know,
sorry that
in
we're
the
spoiling
nebula,
everything
yeah.
for you.
Well, in the nebula, and you first come upon the Citadel, which has been mentioned. It's,
Yeah, it is a
big.
pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, really big.
And it feels big. It feels like, you know, it feels like a space station that is like an actual, like, city. It doesn't feel like There's like some of the things like Titan Station, Dead Space 2. Like it doesn't like Titan Station doesn't necessarily feel small, but it feels a little bit like when you're inside it, it just feels like a big environment, and when you're outside it, it never really seems that huge.
Yeah.
It never has the sense of scale that the Citadel has, and ironically, the Citadel is really a much smaller environment with much
When
less
you're actually
varied stuff.
playing,
Like,
yeah.
when you're actually playing, but like the Citadel just feels so big when whenever you go to and from it.
This looks so huge. And
Yeah. For the record, folks, if you're not up on Mass Effect, each one of those like petals of the Citadel there is pretty much the size of New York City.
the entire boroughs of New York City put together. And if you
while the space that you actually get to do shit on in the Citadel is not exactly huge, you do get the ability to kind of look out from ground level to see
like
just
right
how
here,
damn big
like you can kind of see.
Also, this is what's called the Presidium. If you notice how it curves away, that's that large ring that connects all the different wards together.
Oh, hey, it's everyone's favorite characters. The counselors and Udina. Udina's interesting. I think they were trying to set up with him, which I can get into more and more as that comes on.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's kind of the like authority figure that kind of gets angry.
And you can see, like, in these early bits of Mass Effect 1, he actually is kind of like, he's pissed at you and stuff, but he's also clearly on the side of, trying to do what's right for humanity. It's just like,
he just
kind of
doesn't
went like,
agree of the methods.
Yeah, and the thing is, by like Mass Effect 3, they just sort of gone like, well, screw it. People don't really like it very much. We need a someone to be generically villainous and traitorous, whatever.
That's the thing, and it comes up very kind of briefly in the novels.
Settle down, Commander.
What?
You've already done more than enough to jeopardize.
And that is the fact that kind of the one it's an Ascension, which ties more into 2, but the Cerberus spy that's on Grissom that's in Grissom Academy and working with the Ascension program. He mentions that he would have preferred Udina. He'd vote for Udina as counselor for humanity. And that kind of, I think that they were gonna try to set up this whole thing that he's part of that evil organization. But they just kind of never really did much with it. So in the third game, you actually start to like Udina, and you feel bad for him because he's like really trying to push humanity, and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, he was.
I'm evil. Wahaha.
Exactly.
And then
I work
everyone's
for
just
the
sort of
evil
like, man,
organization of evil.
Yeah, what a dick. So,
and then everyone's basically just like, man, what a dick he was.
Well, he kind of was, but politician. Anyway, so we finally got off of Eden Prime. And I think
Jesus
that's
Christ,
probably,
thank God.
Yeah, that's probably a good stopping point.
Yeah, it's like the game finally opens up. We get to do interesting things in a cool new location. Screw it, let's stop here.
Let's stop here.
This is good.
See you next time, folks.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.